Hello everyone. Today is Monday, October 7th. It's about 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's about 1:15 p.m. my local time, and I wanted to do a video update for the performance of the live sim and show our templates. I was not able to do this last week. It's getting to be a little bit tedious to update 25 charts every single day. Making some mistakes. I'm forgetting to turn on some charts and things like that. I'm making some minor tweaks to the templates as well. In any case, first I want to show a couple of winning charts from today, and then we'll get into the spreadsheet and see we have 2 full months now of performance, and we'll take a look and see how things have gone. First chart up here is the E-mini S&P on a Super Renko 4-tick with a 6-tick higher time frame, and this has a goal of 400 and just trading a single contract. An outstanding trade on the DAX Super Renko 14-tick. This is trading the Eurex Open or the London Open here, starting at 3 a.m. Eastern, and just a perfect trade, filled on our limit order and out at nearly the bottom tick here of this swing. This is just trading a single contract. Okay, next is the E-mini S&P on a regular 5 Renko. The regular Renko charts are currently in a drawdown. These charts did well for quite a long time, which is why I keep showing them. And I will continue to show them. I think they will come back, the 5 Renko and the 6 regular Renko. But I am going to make some changes here to some of the charts. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the open range filter to the charts that have had subpar performance. I'm just going to try the same templates, but adding the open range filter. The open range filter, if you don't know, tells the auto trader to go long only if it's above the session open and shorts only below the session open. Very simple filter, but quite effective. Okay, to demonstrate that point, here is the open range filter on the E-mini S&P. And this is the template on this is the Super Renko 4 with the Super Renko 4 as the higher time frame, but the sensitivity on the base chart is 1 and the higher time frame sensitivity is 2. Now this chart was doing well and then began to perform poorly, and I did make this change, and since I made this change, even though there's 2 filters here, this has come back to perform much better than it has. And so here's today's a winning day, and I'll show this on the spreadsheet as well. But this is an example of the open range filter. You could have, without this, we could have gone short here. Because of the higher time frame filter, it wouldn't have taken this long. But in any case, this did pretty good here. Okay, so this particular chart had performed well in the past and then went into a drawdown, and I stated I did not want to give up on this chart. And what I did was I added the open range filter, and since I added the open range filter, this chart has performed quite well. So here's that same chart from the 3rd. This is a screenshot and showing the open range filter in action. Okay, this is the E-mini S&P on a Super Renko 4-tick with a higher time frame filter of 1597 high Kanashii, and this is only trading 1 contract. And notice the differential in the daily goal and the loss limit. This has been a pretty solid performer, as you'll see in the spreadsheet, and I'll show in a moment. Okay, here's a good example of the open range filter on the DAX 377 high Kanashii chart. This is trading the US session here. And this here did not take these earlier trades because of time. The strategy starts trading at 9:30. On this particular chart, I actually have the open set to the Eurex Open. But that worked out quite well, as you can kind of see this test of the open here just before the US session opened, and this trade was certainly worth a lot more, at least twice this. but the open range filter in action. Okay, this is the best performing chart in the DAX in the last 2 months, and this got fooled by the open range filter into a short right here, and it hit its stop loss, which I have set here probably pretty low, 400. Probably had positive slippage hitting its goal. It certainly would have recovered on these long trades, but I had the stop pretty tight so it didn't trade again. But this is the best performing chart, and note that it is using the open range filter. We are going to improve the open range filter by having a no trade zone, and had we had this no trade zone here, this trade might have been avoided. Basically, the rule for this is long above the open of the session, short below, but the shaded area, which you can set on by ticks either side, will be a no trade zone if you elect, and there will be no trade in between the shaded area if it's to prevent against a choppy market. We're also going to add that this filter can be used by price instead of time, or both. So if you want to set it at a particular price, long above a particular price, short below, we'll be able to do that. Okay, another top performing chart in the DAX is the 987 Kanashii tick chart, and note it's using the open range filter on the US session, and this worked out really good. The profit target on this is 500, perhaps a little bit understated. As you can see, a lot is left on the table in a move like this. So anyway, this did 437, and an excellent example of the open range filter. Okay, I just wanted to show the 34 tick line break because it has a respectable return, and it uses the open range filter. This did 612.50. So yeah, I still believe in line break. Really great strategy, just requires a little effort to trade it. Okay, last but not least, this is the top performing E-mini S&P contract. It's a Super Renko 4 tick with a Super Renko 8 as a higher time frame filter, and this is not using our open range filter, but a pattern that I'm noticing is that the best performing charts are either using open range or higher time frame filter. They are using something to filter out unwanted trades in the opposite direction. So this one is trading 2 contracts. For a couple of weeks it only ran as 1 contract, so the performance is quite impressive on this one. Here you can see how I have it set up. 2 contracts here. It's just a limit order with a 1 tick pullback, and using trailing stops here, and I have a 750 goal and a 575 loss limit. Let's take a look at the spreadsheet. We've been running the spreadsheet now for about 2 months, and here are the results. And what's impressive is that all but 3 charts in the E-mini S&P, which I'm tracking the most of, are in the green. And this chart here, the last chart that I showed, even though it was a loser today, this is the top performer at $9,100 on 2 contracts. Now, the Super Renko 4 with the Super Renko 4 higher time frame is only trading a single contract, so if this was doubled, it would actually be a higher performance than the Super Renko 8. But what I notice here is most of the charts that are top performers either use the open range filter or a higher time frame filter, or both. Next in line after this would be the Super Renko 6 with the 6 tick higher time frame, and this would actually be the #1 performer because this is a single contract, and if we doubled this, this would be up at 11,000. So pretty impressive here. The Super Renko 4 with the open range filter would be 8,000 on 2 contracts, and so on and so forth. Here is the regular Renko charts. They've done well up until just a couple of weeks ago, and then they started drawing down. But I'm going to add the open range filter to these and see if that lifts performance. Everything else on here actually looks pretty good. The 987 tick, interestingly, is solid in the ES, it's solid in the NQ, and it's also solid in the DAX. So note the 987 tick in the DAX, really solid in the DAX, and the 987 tick in the oil. I haven't been tracking that long. I've just begun to track this not too long ago, but it's showing positive here. So yeah, it's quite interesting that the 987 tick Kanashii is solid among all the instruments that we're tracking. The moving down to the Nasdaq here, the best performer is the 1597 Kanashii, followed by the 987. And the Super 12 haven't been plotting for the whole 2 months. This is only maybe a month or so, and that is doing well as the 150, which is also another time frame that's somewhat universal in its approach. So looking at the crude, the Super 8 trading 2 contracts is the best performer here. Kind of lackluster performance in the crude overall, but note 3-line break, not too bad. And then of course the DAX, the best performing chart here, the Kanashii 150, followed by the 987, and then the 34 tick line break, respectable here. The Super 14 tick, respectable performance. It's overall it's been trading for a long time, and this is the starting at the US session. I've begun to track the 3 a.m. session on both the 377 and the Super 14, but the 377 just drawing down a bit here. So this was today's performance. Both the Super 14 starting at 3 a.m. and the 377 start the week off strong, as well as the other DAX contracts starting off strong in the 377. Super 14 US session, a loser today. But anyway, that's our weekly update, end of month 2. I don't know how long I'm going to continue this. It's quite tedious to enter all this stuff in the spreadsheet by hand daily, but I'm going to try to keep continuing, at least to get, you know, maybe 6 months or more, and have some more meaningful results. Most traders couldn't handle a losing month in any system, so looking at something like this helps to put into perspective that a drawdown is normal. Keep in mind these charts are trading 100% automated. The recommended way to go would be Jim's method of trading, which is to analyze your chart and pick some level of support or resistance and use that as a dividing line between long above and short below. And it's not that difficult to do, not as difficult as it might sound. Our filters can help with that, and a little bit of effort goes a long way in something like this. Today's video, Jim talks about trading with the Autotrader and without, and it makes a couple of good points. Watch that video, and I'll leave the conclusions for you to draw yourself. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. If you are liking our videos, please support us by liking the video and also subscribing if you're not a subscriber. Thanks for watching today.